I'm finally getting my PvP fix, and as much as it's jank as fuck and everything's broken, I'm still enjoying it. Yeah, I don't even think Shiburi wants anything to do with this. It's funny, like, I thought I'd have, like, a much better, like, long-term notes that are going to stand the test of time for whatever PvP video I put out first. But in reality, I think what's going to happen is the first thing that I post is going to basically going to be like, shit's broke, everything's broke, don't worry about it, just let the shit happen. From will fix it later. And I'm just gonna list out like, well, here's a thing you can do that works really well, and Moonveil combos really well. Like Moonveil up close will stun long enough for like the remaining hit to kill. Flame of Frenzy with the right builds, one shots. Moog Spear, if somebody's in a corner, if you knock somebody down, they're fucked. Carry Retaliation blows up everybody. Rivers of Blood, if they're close enough, they're fucked. I have nothing negative to say about Waterfall Dance because nobody ever uses it well. I can't be super negative about it because it's gonna get fixed, but yeah, it's more like to anybody who would try to say, oh, I need to have a good clean fight with my chums. Nah, shit's gonna explode. But it's playable, and From will get around to fixing it at some point. Or, dual Ultra Great Sword, Bloodhound Step, jump attack shit with full Bull Goat gear, because the resistance increase you get from that on a physical oriented build with already high defense is pretty damn good. Oh yeah, totally fucked. All of the balance and numbers in this game are totally fucked right now. Do you think, as somebody who's been invading since Dark Souls 1 for over 10 years, I think I gave a shit in a Souls game invasion? Yeah, that wasn't even the glitch one. That's literally, that is literally parrying their freaking glint blade. That wasn't this. That was literally just parrying their own spell. Yeah, there are combos that pass 2500 plus damage. All of the freaking skills increase in damage when you level them up. All the shit's busted. It's just a question of, like, which busted thing are you using? Because some people are using Moonveil, two-shot, 2-hit, touch of death crits. Rivers of Blood really doesn't seem the scariest thing, honestly. It's very wide. Oh, I lived. Oh, I didn't. There we go. Frenzied Burst can one-shot you even if you have iframes. I don't care. All this shit is busted. This is not up for debate. We're just playing what exists and waiting for the patch. But Soul Mass has been intermittently broken forever, so I'm like, how am I supposed to react? Why would I actually care to respond to that anymore? And FromSoft has known about this shit since Dark Souls 1 and not fully fixed it ever. Yeah, River. The issue with River is that that's taken over for Hoarfrost Stomp, and katanas are popular, so here you go. Didn't Crystal Soul Mass almost one-shot in Dark Souls 1? It tended to have really big damage, yeah. It was mostly that Crystal Soul Mass, well, all the Soul Masses had very common issues with not, syncing properly between clients. I'm not sure if any of the games ever had it perfect. The way it worked, the easiest way to do it was if you're hosting and you cast it before the invaders arrive. And that would always be invisible. So what ended up happening is that you would invade, or you'd summon somebody for a duel, and you'd be facing away from them, and they would see nothing. What would happen is you couldn't cancel out of a bow or a gesture or whatever. So what would happen is that people would be like, oh, they're coming up for a duel. I'm gonna walk up, I'm gonna do my bow, and it's cool, right? And then the other person who's watching this watches the person behind them bow, and they immediately turn around and one-shot the person. Like, it's been there since Dark Souls 1 in every way. And consistent, too. Repeatable. So I just don't care to hear this shit. From's gonna fix it or they're not. I'm just gonna wait for them to do whatever they're gonna do. You just really dislike how the Souls community kind of has an accepting attitude. I'm not defending their bad practices, but the game is what it is, and From's gonna fix it or not. It's been this way since Dark Souls 1. Everyone they settled into it between towards the end of Dark Souls 1 into Dark Souls 2, shit's fucked, shit's not gonna get tweaked, shit's gonna be broken for months at a time. Is it defending FromSoft or accepting reality, I have a huge amount of complaints about what FromSoft does. You have to remember, FromSoft has, no interest in the perspectives of the Western audience. The only thing that's gonna cause FromSoft to make changes is there's basically two things that are significant that are gonna happen. One is, does it significantly impair PvE for everybody? And the answer is generally yes. The second thing is, does it impair PvP for Japanese players? And the answer is most likely yes, which means the shit is likely going to get fixed. It may not be the fixes we want. It might be just like blanket massive nerfs on everything to the point where it's all worthless again, like Dark Souls 3. You know, like late Dark, like was it mid to late Dark Souls? No, it was early. It was back when either Darkside Phil or Drakesword Pro, I don't remember which. One of them had a big popular playthrough, mashing through Dark Souls 2 with lightning spears, and lightning spear gets nerfed from decent to complete shit in one patch. There's no salvaging lightning spear now in Dark Souls 2. Leading into Dark Souls 3 sorcery is so incredibly ridiculously bad that it doesn't even start to become decent until Pontiff. You know, Japanese online spaces can be rather insular, but with Dark Souls specifically, there's a larger degree of overlap than usual. I don't necessarily agree with that at all. I think my perspective on it is, I think we're still stuck with FromSoft having sort of the older mentality of just not really interacting with the Western audience. I'm happy that Bandai Namco has been doing what they can to make things better, but I want more.